Friday, everyone, and welcome to the Overtime. I'm Brooke Kell.
And I'm Kaylee Emery. Thanks for joining us.
We've got a lot of good stuff today, including NAU football playoff predictions. We'll talk high school volleyball MVP, and we also have an interview with NAU men's basketball coach Jack Murphy. We'll also get you ready for the upcoming weekend in sports.
But before we get started, we want to show you this football clip. Now, it's a little late here, but since it is NAU, the NAU football team got their shine on ESPN for the #1 top play. Being called the Superman play with Ryan Reardon leaping over Cal Poly's O-line, you've got to give it to not only Ryan, but the entire NAU football team for making the top play on ESPN. Look at that. That is amazing.
I know. Check out this jump. He's going to sneak up, hop over him, and then just sack the quarterback. That's amazing. I don't think it could get any better than that.
Coming out of nowhere. Well, we're going to jump into the coin toss questions. So, Brooke, take it away.
Well, the first question, who is your high school volleyball MVP? And I think I'm going to start this one. You know, it's tough because we had Flag High, who won back-to-back state championships, and MPA, who made it to the quarterfinals, which was a huge accomplishment for them. But I am going to have to go with MPA's Scotty Manson. I may be a little biased because I am excited with how far they made it in the playoffs, but Manson led the team with 163 kills for the year and 54 aces. She also led the team with 128 digs. That's pretty impressive. And did I mention this girl's only a junior? She still has one more year to be even better and maybe lead the team to a championship of their own next year.
Yeah, NPA played a great season, but I'm going to have to give it to high school MVP, to Flag High's Randy Powers. Randy has helped lead the Eagles to the championships and ended her senior year at Flag High with a big 569 kills. In the last game that she played in Glendale against Cactus, she had a total of 23 kills and 17 digs, excuse me. It was great seeing the Lady Eagles take back-to-back championship wins, and it was also great to see Randy end her high school career with a strong game.
You know, I also have to give it to Courtney Leffel. She had an amazing season with Flag High as well.
Not only that, but all the girls from all three, Coco, Flag, and NPA, all played great this year.
I agree. But okay, next question. What are your predictions for NAU football making playoffs? Kaylee, why don't you start this one?
All right, well, to start things off, it's been a weird season in my opinion. These men have played pretty well, but their quarterback situation needs to stand still for a bit. With running back Zach Bowman barely being touched on the field, breaking records left and right, he's definitely a player that can help these men to the playoffs. Being ranked 13th in coaches poll and 12th in Sports Network poll, it's going to be tough, but I think that as long as we play good, there's a good chance of us making playoffs.
You know, I would definitely have to agree with you. You know, we have 2 games left and a 5-1 record. The Jacks face Northern Colorado tomorrow for Senior Day and Southern Utah next weekend to wrap up their season. But I think NAU playoff chances are pretty good. Not to mention, NAU is on a 4-game winning streak. So I don't think the question is if we will make playoffs, but how far in the playoffs they will go. It's been 10 years since the Jacks have even made it to a postseason game. But with Zach Bowman and the defense leading the team, I think the Jacks have a pretty good shot. But you're right, they do need to lock down that quarterback position.
They do, and I think their time is due for playoffs. But I mean, I do agree with you, Brooke. And next question, basketball season has started, and we talked about the men's team last week, but how do you think the women's basketball team is looking? And I guess I'll start things off this time. I watched their first game in the Roll Activity Center last Sunday against Hawaii, and with so many new faces, I was impressed. These women were looking pretty good in the paint. A couple things I would say they need to work on a bit more is their defense and their finishing. Their defense needs to tighten up, and they need to finish their shots and their games. They shot 45% from the field along with 18 turnovers. With another week of practicing, I think they can prepare themselves for the rest of the season, and that's the wrong video. That is hockey.
But, you know, like you said, the girls had a rough start with that loss to Hawaii at home on Sunday, but the men and women kind of match up as both teams only have 1 senior this year. I think Amanda Frost will get the team going. It may take a few games, but I think the Jacks might have an okay season. But they are definitely going to have to step it up a few notches before conference starts up.
Yeah, definitely. So next question, I guess. Brooke, who do you think is a key player on the NAU hockey team?
Well, you know, the Division III Ice Jacks have been on some sort of a roll this season. They had been on a 6-game winning streak before yesterday's game, and a huge part of those wins was the contribution from forward Chaz Scott. This guy is amazing on the ice. He leads the team with 10 goals this season, and it doesn't stop there. He also has 8 assists. The Division II team does have some pretty solid players, but I have to go with Chaz Scott for the D3 Ice Jacks.
Yeah, and being a hockey girl myself, I love watching the NAU Ice Jack games. And from what I've seen so far, despite losing 7 of the last 8 games they have played, the D2 team wouldn't be the same without forward Connor Sperry. He has made 12 goals so far this season with 7 assists, putting up 19 total points for the D2 Jacks. With 56 shots on goal and 2 power play goals, he leads the team in overall points. It's hard to say that he's the only key player on the team competing with the other guys part of the Alaskan pipeline like forward Dylan Blankenship and Ben Russell, but Connor is definitely one of the key guys on the D2 team, I would have to say.
You know, our hockey teams seem to be doing really well this season.
Yeah, I mean, we've got some tough teams ahead of us, no joke, but I think that we can do it because we're playing pretty good.
And we all know you love your hockey.
Yep.
But only 30 seconds for this one. Cardinals in the playoffs. What do you think? Kaylee, why don't you take it?
All right, Brooke, the way the Cardinals have been playing, I think it has been surprising everybody. Their schedule from here on out is going to be pretty tough, taking on the Colts, the Seahawks, 49ers. If they can pull off these wins along with wins against the Jaguars, Eagles, Rams, and Titans, they might have a shot.
You know, Carson Palmer has been doing pretty well this season, but even with that, I just don't think the Cards will make it. They have a 5-4 record, but to be honest, they have some tough games the rest of the season, like you said. So I'm not liking how it's looking for them.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. Well, stick around. After the break, Gus Margiotta sat down with men's basketball coach Jack Murphy to see how the Jacks are looking this season. So don't go anywhere. We have more overtime coming up.
Hi, I'm Terry Markson. As seasons change, so does the inventory at Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac. To make room for the 2014 models, we're clearing the lot, and that means great deals for you on our 2013s. Right now, you'll find rebates up to $10,000 on select Chevrolet models. Choose from a full line of vehicles, including the totally redesigned 2014 Silverado 1500. You can always count on our same relaxed, no-pressure environment. Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac, real hometown value.
Modern Grove Neighborhood Eatery and Market defines the heartbeat of our local community by bringing together the food and families that call it home. Modern Grove, located on South Milton Road, open daily from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Come enjoy the aroma and taste of our homemade bread, pizzas, and much more. Sit outside on our patio for a relaxing afternoon beverage.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.
Welcome back to the Overtime. Basketball season has just tipped off, and leading this year's Lumberjack basketball team is head coach Jack Murphy. Coach Murphy is here in the studio with Gus Margiotta to talk about the NAU men's team.
Thanks, guys. Happy Friday, everyone. Today I'm joined by NAU head men's basketball coach Jack Murphy. Coach, thanks for joining us. So you've said it before that one of your goals last season was to get to the Big Sky Championship. You guys made it to the tournament. So this year, what are your goals going into the season?
Well, obviously, our goal remains to be one of those top 7 teams in the Big Sky Conference to qualify for the tournament. This year, our goals are a little bit loftier. We want to finish in the top 5 of the league and win a postseason game. You know, once you get to March, you control your own destiny. I'm not saying that last year after we made it, we just went up there knowing that we were going to lose. We wanted to win that game as well. It's just we could position ourselves a little bit better throughout the conference race, having you know, maybe a little bit easier first-round opponent, not the top seed in Weber State like we faced last year.
All right. So you got a chance to coach a guy last year, Gabe Rogers, and recently he was drafted in the 8th round by the Erie Bayhawks of the D League. So as a coach, where does that rank in your goals? Are you trying to send players onto the pros? So what's your take on that?
Well, I think that as a coach on a college campus, you're much like a professor. You're wanting to get your players ready for the next level, whether it's professionally as a basketball player or in any given profession that they might major in. Gabe is very talented, and he had the ability to go on and continue playing the game of basketball for money. If any players that have that type of talent or have that type of will and desire, I want to help them along. So it's a program goal, absolutely, to help guys reach their ultimate dreams, which is playing basketball as a profession.
So for a little over a year now, you've been a Lumberjack. So how's that been? How's it been being the Lumberjack head coach?
It's been fantastic. My wife and 3 kids absolutely love Flagstaff. It's a fantastic place to raise a family. We love the community. We love the campus. The people around town have been just great. The support's been overwhelming, from Dr. Campos, our Vice President of Intercollegiate Athletics, to Dr. Hager. I mean, it's been amazing from day one.
Okay. Coach, lastly, I heard from a little birdie that your team has been doing some crazy stuff with community service, specifically your freshmen. So could you go in detail and tell us about what these guys are doing, because it seems pretty special?
Yeah, the athletic department wants a certain number of hours filled for community service anyway, and our freshmen came to me. We have 4 freshmen from high school, came to me last week or 2 weeks ago and wanted to do above and beyond. So they went out to a local elementary school, read some books to the kids, different classrooms, and just spreading that Lumberjack pride through different avenues. So I was proud that they came up with that idea themselves and really followed through and executed it.
All right, Coach, that's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you again for coming in the studio.
Thank you
Really
so much for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
We all wish you the best of luck this season.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gus and Coach Murphy, and like he said, we all wish you the best of luck. The Jacks take on USC tonight and Loyola Marymount this Sunday.
Well, coming up after the break, we've got sports reporter Alex Lucero giving us the schedule for this weekend in local sports, so stick around.
Snoring can be more than a mild annoyance. It could be a sign of a much deeper problem with your sleep pattern. If you suffer from sleep disturbances, trust the Mountain Heart Sleep Center in Flagstaff for effective treatment. With a full-time staff led by Dr. Stephen Marks, your corrective care is immediate with no need for a referral. And they're the #1 accredited sleep center in northern Arizona. Mountain Heart Sleep Center, for a good night's rest.
I've tried all kinds of TV services. The phone company wasn't cutting it, so I cut down. Spotty satellite? Nah, that dish wasn't appetizing. But the all-new Suddenlink? It comes with free HD and a picture so sharp it makes real life look lame. Now I have up to 300 channel choices, earloads of digital music, 10,000 on-demand titles, and new TiVo Stream that turns my tablet into a TV and lets my DVR take road trips. I've seen the future of TV, and the future is easy.
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these 2. It's Flirt City over here. I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Welcome back, guys. This weekend is packed with all kinds of sports here in northern Arizona. So let's start things off with men's basketball. In a few hours, the NAU men's basketball team takes on USC on the road. That game starts at 9 p.m. on the Pac-12 network. On Sunday, the team will be in action once again when they take on Loyola Marymount on the road as well. And that game starts at 5 p.m. Moving over to the field, the NAU men's football team hosts their final home game this season against Northern Colorado. It's senior day as well as running of the seniors, and the Lumberjacks are chasing a playoff spot. That game is in the Sky Dome and begins at 4 p.m. And right after the football game, the NAU women's volleyball team takes on the Montana State Bobcats. Lumberjacks lost to Montana State in 5 sets in their last meeting, so a little redemption is in order. The game is at the Roll Activity Center at 7:30 p.m. And wrapping things up, the NAU Division II and Division III Ice Jacks are in action. The Division II team takes on San Diego State on the road on tonight at 9 p.m. and tomorrow at 3:15, while the Division III team takes on Colorado State on the road tonight and tomorrow as well. Both of these games start at 8 p.m. Well, that's it for this upcoming weekend in sports. Should be a good one all around. Back to you guys.
Well, thank you, Alex, for that. So, Kaylee, you looking to check out any of those games this weekend?
I really wish I was, but I'm actually going to be up in Seattle. I'm flying later tonight, so I'll be up there watching the Viking Seahawk game, so it should be a good one.
That should be
yeah.
fun, yeah.
What about you, Brooke?
You know, I'm actually going to Vegas to film a little track racing. Hopefully get some footage for you guys next week for that. So it should be a little interesting.
Oh, that should be pretty fun. Sucks that we can't see the last NAU football game, running of the seniors and all that, but I mean, I'm sure that'll be a great one.
I know I am bummed about that, but we did see Zach Bowman break the record, so.
That's true. Well, thanks for joining us, guys.
We'll see you next week.